We're just a couple of beer fans, just like all of y'all
Just
who
a
watch
couple
and
of
listen,
blokes helping you
understand and enjoy craft beer.
one pour at a time.
Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C, Certified Brewhead.
And I am Scott Beer, cold beer enthusiast.
So welcome to January 1st, 2018, as episode 71 of Beer and Other Shh, the podcast.
We made it.
We made it.
Can't
we
believe
did
it.
It's incredible. How you feeling?
Amazing.
It's a new year. It's a new time.
We had a great 2017,
We sure did.
and we're going to break it down.
We sure are. So you might notice we're not in a brewery. We have no guests. We are in a different portion of the world, and I don't know. This is the first time since episode 42 that we have done a podcast solo, but it kind of felt time.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like we've sort of like gone on this crazy, like, I think it's been the most of the year since we did one ourselves, and it kind of felt like we had to sort of like, we really
Come
wanted
back
to
to
review.
our roots.
Yeah, this is how it
Break it down
started.
from the beginning.
That's it. You know,
Why we are here doing what we do.
That's it. You know, since we started, we actually were just listening back very briefly to episode 1. It's been,
Episode what?
which was May 11th, 2015. So we're coming up to 3 years of podcasting,
Crazy.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like there's a whole different audience we have now who might not know how we started and why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to recap 2017 because this was like a real like sort of.
It's our big year, I think.
It was a really big year for
yeah.
us. You know, we did a lot of things that didn't feel like it because you just got your head down and you just like go. But like when we did if you're on our mailing list, if you're not, head over to BAOSpodcast.com and join that bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
We sent out an email list and we were putting together some stats about what we actually did this year, and it was really crazy to look and like, gee, it didn't feel like that's what we did.
It was very fast and furious, and we're
Really
moving
was.
all over the country and all over the states too. And I don't know. Now we're here. We made it to the end of the year, and in review.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we're going to basically go through some of our favorite parts of the year and sort of, you know, talk about just some of the stuff we've done. Just like not about us as much as like the cool people and like we got to connect with and places we got to go and go back to. And we figured as well. So these are a bunch of beers from, most of them are from Scotty's cellar. Well, okay, 2 of these are from your cellar.
Yep.
2 of these are from a great brewery around the corner
Yep.
that we want to speak to. Mm-hmm. And one I did a recent trade and got in BML, so we figured we'll bring out some big dogs.
Yep.
Something that, you know, we want to see in the new year with. So maybe we should crack a beer first so we can get this moving.
As we do.
As we do. So we're going to start with the Blood Brothers Momotaro.
Momotaro, yeah.
Now, this is a Brett Ale aged on Ontario peaches, which I really like. They always say aged on Ontario peaches, like it's some like fancy ass shit. I like that. All the time.
Oh,
they always
you
say
fancy, huh?
Like, Ontario peaches, like, all right.
And for some reason, when you know where they're from, it makes it sound fancier, doesn't
Doesn't it though?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Fresh Ontario spring peaches. Or something, like summer peaches.
I'm like, oh god, I want that in my face.
I do too.
So 6.5%, so I'm going to untap to find it. It's a Brett Forward fruit beer, aged for over a month on local Ontario peaches from this year's harvest, which
Sounds
would be last
disgusting.
year. Bready funk, ripe peach up front, and a pleasant tart finish. Well, all right, smells funky as toots. Well, 2018.
Cheers to you.
Oh, well, she is lovely, isn't she?
Cool.
Any other thoughts about this beer? Funky?
Yeah. It's got like that mild red funkiness.
Fruity?
Like the peaches
Tangy.
are there, but subtle, which I like.
Yeah.
It's not in your face.
No.
It tastes a bit like, you remember the little fuzzy peach candies?
Yeah, a little bit like that.
Yeah.
I can get that.
I like it. Like, I want the fruit there, but I don't want it to punch me in the mouth. But
No.
it has to be evident. I'm like, okay, there's peaches in here.
That's great. All right, so to start, so this is some of the quick summaries. We, you know, put this in the email. I just felt this is the easiest way because it's like some stats and some of the things we did. So we traveled to Vermont, Ottawa, Winnipeg, Michigan, New York, which was just Tiff and I, but we didn't actually document any of it, which was kind of like nice.
But you were there.
We were there and we went to a bunch of breweries. Prince Edward County, Muskoka, which was you and Chelsea, Chambly, Vankleek Hill for the bow stuff, represent. Well, I put Toronto in here, which is kind of almost dumb because
We went here. We went here.
We went here.
We're here.
We're not here.
We're here right now.
San Diego and LA. We brewed 2 collab beers with Lalo and Helm. And do you know what I realized? This is what I forgot. I thought about it and forgot to fix it. We actually did 3 because you did a collab with Toronto Brewing.
Yes, which I haven't even tried yet.
We gotta talk to
I'd
Zach.
like to try that.
God
Zach.
damn it!
What's going on, bro?
Is that 3 collabs?
Yeah.
We featured in a national commercial for A&W Canada,
Dope.
which was pretty crazy. We launched our website finally.
We have a
was sick.
website.
We have the website. I dropped another craft beer single, the Hazy Dope and Dank remix. Shout out to Tio and shout out to JOE. With the first one was BrewHeads, which is our theme song that dropped in 2014 us. So that was really good. We moved to weekly podcasts after 2.5 years of every fortnight, every 2 weeks. And we attended 7 beer festivals from my count.
Ooh.
I feel like there might have been more, but we had 7 on the
Is that
list I
including
counted.
the one that Muskoka that we went to? Michelle, okay.
I counted the vlogs, and I thought
Prince
of the
Edward
other
County
stuff. Prince Edward
one.
County, Bridgestock,
Michigan.
BAOS, Michigan, Chambly. And there must be one more.
Cool.
Which is pretty dope. And on top of that, so we released 14 vlogs,
Yep.
which are really time consuming to edit and stuff for
Absolutely.
Tiff. Shout out to Tiff
Shout
for that.
outs to Tiff.
Represent.
31 beer mail videos, 29 podcasts, because we were still on, we only sort of
Bi-weekly?
ramped up in the last maybe 2 months, I think it was, we started doing
Yeah.
it. 22 versus videos. So we kind of like, we were doing those predominantly first, and then just because that's how we were doing it.
Yeah.
And then I guess as we grew, Brewery started contacting us to send us stuff, and then we focused almost entirely on BML because it was all verses in the first part of the
Yes.
year, and we barely do them now.
Yeah.
Like we got to do them more. Actually, they're cool.
They're awesome. They're really,
Really
fun,
fun,
actually.
right?
Yeah.
We did 8 challenge rants and seller videos. So like the blind IPA challenge, the
Yes.
blind micro challenge.
Macro versus micro.
We did those cellar ones, which I don't think we're gonna do no more. Like
Yeah.
that was an experiment.
What's in
Didn't
my
work out.
cellar?
What's in my cellar? What's in
Yeah.
my fridge? And like whatever. It's not that interesting. We did more than I didn't get the exact count because I couldn't be bothered deep. It was more than 210-second beer reviews. So I think it was probably 250-ish,
Wow.
which is a lot.
How would you get that number?
We have, funnily enough, on the Facebook page,
Yeah.
they only let you put 100 videos in a
Oh,
playlist.
okay.
So we have 4
2.5
playlists.
Oh, okay.
Then I had to count back to
Wow.
see how many that didn't start exactly at 2017.
Right.
So I added them up, and it was more than 200, but less than 300.
Right.
So I just put 200
That's-
plus.
that's a nice round
250. And we did 31 blog posts on BrewStuds. Shout out to Jeremy at BrewStuds. And I actually did a 4th one last night, so we did 4 blogs on our own website as well. And then, of course, Tiff did our wrap-up video, which if you haven't seen that...
Super cool.
This will come out
Yeah.
first week of February, this video
Yeah.
right now. But if you haven't seen our 2017 wrap-up video, like it really captures sort of what we did
Everything.
in
Yeah, it was
2017.
awesome. Well put together, Tiffany. Cheers.
Yes.
To you.
Cheers, babe. Killing the game.
Yeah.
So it's been a really big year, man. Like from going from we're sitting in a crib doing podcasts at Notion's crib at my spot, which
Yep.
was when we weren't even like weekly because we only had to use our studio mic.
Yep.
To when we realized, like, I think we did like the first like 10 or 12 or 13 episodes.
It
like
looks
that.
so ridiculous. We had like headsets on, and we're
Yeah.
like like a radio
Splitting the
studio,
mic.
splitting the mic, and I'm like,
Granted, we do have an advantage whereas Notion is an audio engineer, so he mixes each episode like a song. So big ups Notion for doing that. Making it sound good. Everyone's getting...
You're gonna have a hell of a time mixing this. Huh?
Everyone's getting... Sorry, future Brad. Getting all the shots licked off. So what I'm thinking now, just before we get into our favorite parts of 2017, do you want to just, for those people, because I feel like as we've had a fairly sharp incline in growth from probably mid-2016, we didn't take this serious at all.
No.
When we started, it was like...
I remember that, we're like, hey, you drink beer, I drink beer, we like talking about it.
Yeah.
Do you want to put a mic on? Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And it kind of went from there. And then the video content was obviously an addition we added later into the game.
Yes. So, like, for those who have only tuned in, in the last, 6 months or so, they probably won't know the history.
Yeah.
So this started just to... I don't want to go into it too deep, but
Yeah.
I feel like it might be... There's some value for some
people
people.
know. Let people know.
So without you having to go all the way back. So basically, in 2011, we started this thing called 365 Days of Beer.
Oh, you're bringing it that far back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not even... just a touch on it. Where we had to drink 365 beers in a year, and that's why we keep seeing me take these stupid photos.
You're
with
still
it.
doing it. You're crazy.
I'm still
with
doing
it.
it.
Yeah, I did it 2 years in a row. I'm like, hey, I'm good. I did this, and you're like, just
I'm OCD.
You're
though.
OCD. Yeah. But
So,
that really started the whole beer game in general. That started us doing or getting into craft beer the way we are into it now.
Yeah.
Like,
we were both beer drinkers.
yes,
And I had a bunch of friends in Australia that were doing this thing. So we were like, I was like, fuck.
We moved in together. It first started like, hey, we're poor. Let's see the best, let's get the 2.8 of whatever is on sale.
Yeah.
And then we realized, wow, this is not good beer. And I'd worked in the bar industry. I've been a bartender.
You were like pretty open-minded.
I knew, very open-minded, and I like trying new stuff. So, here and there, we'd get this, that, and the other. We didn't know what craft was. We just get some European beer. Like, oh, it must be craft. I can't pronounce it.
Yep.
So, and then it kind of evolved from there. We had some good beers, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. This isn't like Bud Light. It actually has flavor to it, and I'm into this. And then that kind of evolved from the 365. Sparked my interest in brewing. So I'm like, you know what? Let's homebrew beer. So I went out and I bought a kit from Toronto Brewing.
Yes, you
Shout
did.
out Zach. Back in the day, I used to knock on his front door and get all my brew supplies from his place. And I bought your standard basic the two buckets and
you've seen our homebrew videos. You've seen the kit. It literally was an $88 kit.
Yeah, it was under $100, and you got everything you needed.
Extras,
you had to buy
the
pots and the grain mill or whatever like that.
A few other small things.
It was legit a bare bones thing, and we got that kind of got us really into it. So now we're trying. Pretty much every beer we drank was a new beer once that 365 days of beer started, because you don't want to drink the same beer. You want to get another beer for your 365.
Because we wanted to try and do it in the year.
That's
it was kind of stressful.
So you didn't have to drink one every day, but the idea was drink 365 within 365. So you can go Monday to Friday,
5 in a day.
Or then on the weekend crush 5 or 6, and there you got your week covered. So.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason why you have to take a photo with the. I don't do it as much. You have to take a photo with the bottle, a labeled bottle or pint glass.
Right, yeah, you don't
prove that you did it.
Right.
Well, now it's I got nothing
You've already
to prove.
proved it 5 years in a row.
It's more just the document. I'm good.
Exactly.
I got nothing to worry about. So initially that's what it was for. So then we just kept doing it. We were traveling for beer a little bit, super casually. We go on beer trips.
We did our little self-guided brewery tour down in southern Ontario and upstate New York and stuff like that, and found some really cool stuff.
That was 2011.
We had some stuff. How's there a fruit fly? It's minus 35. There's one single fruit fly.
They don't die.
No, they don't.
The cockroaches.
They're like cockroaches.
It's flying cockroaches.
I know.
Yeah, we went on that tour. Then I think 2012 we went to Michigan, went to Detroit, Ann Arbor and stuff. Checked out a bunch of stuff out there. So it was super casual.
That's when we got to. We had Jolly Pumpkin and we thought it was off because I'd never had a sour beer before. I was legit new to the game, and I'm like, oh man, it's a pumpkin beer by Jolly Pumpkin. This has to be the best pumpkin beer that ever pumpkined. And I'm like, oh, what? Whoa. It's like sour. Drain pour. No, we didn't actually drink it.
No, we did. We suffered through it.
We're poor, so we were
super poor. And we hustled it back from the States. We brought way too much beer back.
Oh, we got booked. Remember the
dude let us go. That's fine. We gotta let go. No, it was just we didn't get.
Yeah, he's like, just are you bringing back any? Oh no. Or we say we're bringing back 2 or 3. He's like, pop the trunk. We're like, fuck. We're toast.
And he found a case.
He popped it. There's cases in the back. He's like, what's all this? And they're like, oh, remember we forgot. Oh, and he was like, get the F word out of here, guys.
Don't say F word. It's called beer and other shit.
So get the fuck out of here, guys.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Yeah, so we got lucky with that. So it was kind of just a casual thing, and then we started brewing. It became an annual tradition, a Christmas brew. We didn't do this year.
Pico.
Oh, Pico, we did.
We did a Pico brew.
So look out for that Pico video.
George Dyke from Pico represent.
You know what I mean?
He's our homie.
He is indeed. So then I guess Tiff and I were listening to podcasts, and we realized there's no. I think even Tiff suggested you should listen to beer podcasts and get more into it or whatever. And I was like, yeah, cool. Because people kept saying to do something with the beer.
Everyone was doing podcasts too, right? Everyone was into podcasts at the time. They were kind of trendy and coming up. And
there wasn't any good, or in my opinion, any good beer ones. And they were all I don't know, not our age group. And they were just super boring and stuff. And they weren't
just not targeted towards us and our
and they weren't
friends
talking
and our
to
people. And
I like learning stuff. We listened to a lot of Tim Ferriss and even Joe Rogan or Kevin Rose, podcasts where they interview people. How I built this is great because I like hearing stories of how things came together because I want to learn something.
Yeah.
And that's why we started, then we let the podcast. I mean, we can at least talk about stuff. And then it kind of, so we started just whatever, let's just do it. And it kind of just grew into this we were swearing a lot. We didn't give a shit. It was called Beer and Other Shit, essentially.
That was kind of the point. We just wanted to be completely unfiltered and say all the swears because, I don't know, personally, I fucking swear when I talk. It just comes out, right? So we specifically, when we started having guests, we would tell them, hey man, anything goes, just say whatever you want. And this is how people talk, and so don't filter yourself. And it's a podcast, so the whole point is it's not supposed to be
clean and
filtered.
Yeah, representation of a real
people drinking beers, talking shit. So that was essentially the kind of the idea behind it, and then
it kind of just grew. We started off with the guests. We were like, all right, so we had like Notion on. You know, we were trying to
get our friends on. First, we had Chanel on, and people that were like hustling and doing some cool
even
stuff.
before then, we had Tiff, Nosh, Rochelle. And the
Clarity
first
was on
10.
Yeah.
Because Rochelle was a cheerleader as well, so she was like done some cool shit. Tiff, of course, we're working together. She became the producer after the fact. Nosh, of course, is our engineer. He's doing a bunch of stuff. So started like that. Then we had Phil on. No, we had Dave Seacott.
But that was like
Skype. We never did that.
Skype
we weren't
one.
recording
that was
at that
cool.
point. And then I was like, oh man, breweries won't talk to us? Because that was just a fluke.
It wasn't even a thought. Like, we didn't even think about that.
It was
never the intention either.
You know, those things is like a side project. Like,
yes.
not that I didn't care about it, but it was the one thing, because business was serious for me, music was serious, and it had really taken up my last like 15 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And then beer was like this outlet that I
just a little passion that we had, like a little, and then it became a side
stress,
project.
No pressure.
Right.
And now it's completely
super stressful and pressure. And
but then
content.
Got to do it. Got to feed the beast.
True.
So yeah, that's kind of how that started. And then Judith gave us feedback that the owners of Glutenberg didn't like that we were called Beer and Other Shit. They didn't like our cussing. So we were like, okay, hold up. This could be, we got two choices. We could fuck that and keep doing it.
This way.
Or we could like tighten it up a little bit and tone it down and make
something. We thought about
like,
let's try it. Let's see what it sounds like, what it looks like, what it feels like to kind of, because the cussing was never forced.
No, it's just how we talk.
It's just how we talk.
Yeah.
And
some people weren't fond of it.
Which I get it. And I mean, if you're
thing,
representing a brand and a company, you don't necessarily want to be associated with these things, because that's a tough sell to be like, well, I like your beer, but you guys say all these bad words.
And they can't promote it.
They can't promote it, and they can't like post it on their website because we're cussing and saying all this stuff. So we're like, you know what? It probably makes sense. It's not going to affect the quality of the podcast or the content by cutting out the swearing. So let's just cut the cussing. Like,
not completely, because what we always say to interviewees, but we always say to them, like, we can do however you like. If you want to cuss, it's on you. Yeah. Some of them don't like it, so we don't. We never initiate.
No.
It. If they start doing that,
then we go in
and we let them do. Then we go, oh,
yeah, okay,
yeah. So we cut that.
MFers.
So it was also. It's also why we rebranded to BAOS podcast. It was just called Beer and Other Shit was the name of my blog, because I didn't care, because it was just beer and other shit from my Instagram. I was syncing to Tumblr.
Yes.
And then it was Beer and Other Shh for iTunes, because you can't
iTunes,
swear
you can't cuss in the title, exactly.
Yes.
So it was Beer and Other SHHH. 3 H's,
yes. That's what, if you want to look on iTunes, it's still under that.
Yeah.
So basically, that's kind of where it came from. We were just like a couple of dudes drinking beer, because we started with the 365. We learned a lot along the way. We say this kind of in jest, but we don't have BJCP. We're not Cicerones. I think we should break this out, by the way. Okay. I just noticed that.
I just noticed we're not drinking.
Yeah, it's pathetic. It's disgusting, and I'm upset at all.
So this was actually one of my favorite. So I've had this a few times. They release it every year around Christmas time in the holiday season. This is Blood Brothers Guilty Remnant. It's a white chocolate stout. It's just a soup. Like, can you ever remember having a white chocolate stout before?
I've never had a white chocolate stout
in
all of my days.
And you haven't had this either.
No, I have not.
So it's super cool. I remember our good friend Chanel Williams. Shout out Chanel. We always shout her out.
Episode 23.
Yeah. She saw somewhere on the internet, she's like, yo, have you heard of Blood Brothers? I'm like, no. It's like, it's a new brewery right by you down on Geary. And Geary's kind of this little industrial area right around the corner from me. It's like literally, it's all like auto mechanic shops. And what's that? Oh god, yeah, sorry. It's warming the beer up with my hand, making it taste less good.
Keep talking.
Okay. So she's like, yo, they have a white chocolate stout. I'm like, oh? Like, what, white chocollet stout? What is this beast you talk about?
I did not expect it to look
so
like that.
We put it off for whatever reason.
Whoa.
And then we finally...
let me get a quick photo just before you pass it on. You know the drill. Sorry, Brad. Scotty, hold up. Bam. Sorry, on you go.
So I was like, that sounds amazing. Let's go. And we kept putting it off. And then now Brad can have it. Now you can have it, Brad.
Thanks, man.
Love you, buddy.
Love you, man.
Cheers.
Cheers. Get in.
I'll stop talking. I know you really want to try this beer.
That is the most interesting thing I've ever had. Oh my god. Okay, keep talking. So you went on Geary.
Yeah, so we eventually made it there, and they had a bunch. We just happened to go during that time of year, and they had a bunch of variants of it. So they had like an amaretto one. They had a peanut butter one. They had like all these. So we just got a flight of like every single. Like, what? These are crazy. Like,
yeah, this is.
It's just fun. It's interesting. Like, I think the whole idea of a stout means dark roasted malts and like black in color, really. So this is not that obviously.
This is fascinating.
I don't know. You seem kind of torn on it.
I'm like, no, I'm
trying to take it all
out.
in?
It's like drinking Crystal Pepsi.
Yes, good call.
Or whatever. You know?
Yeah,
'Cause it's
that
like,
clear Pepsi. You're
like,
like,
where did that flavor come from?
Yeah.
Where does this? Because that smells like coffee.
Yeah, and you get like roasty
Coffee
chocolate.
notes. Yep. It's like, and like, I don't taste white chocolate. What do you guys think?
I don't think it tastes like peanut butter for some reason. I don't know why I get that.
There is a peanut butter version of this, but
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. It's weird because it's roasty
Yeah.
but it's light. Super interesting. I'm in love with it. I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Figure it out.
What an interesting beer. Okay.
Anyways, we made it there. We tried them. We thought they were awesome,
bottle
and
back.
I've kind of been on Blood Brothers ever since then.
Yeah, that's the one place I'd be needing to get down to. Like that Blood Brothers, Reinhardt, Halo, Henderson, all the local ones here. I still haven't been to any of them.
Come hang out with me, bro. There all the time.
I don't really like it that much. So anyway, that was the history. That's where we're at. So let's take a look at 2017. So 2016 was more a lot of changes for us because we went from something not serious to kind of close. It was like April, May is when things started getting real. And then we didn't implement YouTube until later. We were just doing videos. We were figuring that out.
Yep.
And then at the end of 2016, we brought in, I think, Versus and Beer Mail.
Yes.
And then everything else was 2017. So the real growth of where we're at right now is because of 2017, which is why
we're
the
here
numbers
right now.
were like that. And that's
Yep.
why we didn't really do any of these wrap-ups because we didn't have enough video content. Now we're actually full-fledged podcasters and YouTubers, and I consider myself a blogger because I write for Brew Studs and I do our stuff, whatever, and I do writing in general. So I like that. I think what separates BAOS from most other people and the reason why it's starting to grow pretty well is that we do all of these things and social media. So social, YouTube, podcast, blog, written word, all of those things where a lot of people or a lot of other media are just sort of one or the other.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of what separates us because we can sort of speak to everyone on whatever medium.
I also think we speak to a different crowd than most beer bloggers, vloggers speak to.
Yeah.
Per se. I mean, we take beer very seriously, but we don't speak about it in a serious tone. Like,
No,
I speak about it in a fun tone that I would talk to anyone at a bar. Like, beer is fun to me, and I like to have fun with it.
100%.
And I like to joke and just drink delicious beer with my best bud there, buddy.
Hey. But like, this is actually a good point because
Yeah.
we actually rock as like my brother and my girlfriend and like my mate,
True, it's
my
a
best
squad,
friends.
man.
Like everyone that we do this with is just the fam. So we're going to be around each other anyway. So
So
let's
why
make
not
cool
be?
shit
If we're gonna
together.
sit down and drink beer, let's be productive and do something fun.
Yeah,
with it.
and it's not like it's the after stuff is hard work. Like this part's not really hard work.
Basically, we just do it and say, "Hey, Tiff, make it good.
Make it good.
Make
Brad,
it good.
make it
Brad,
sound good.
Brad,
Tiff,
sound
make it
Tiff,
good.
Make it look good. Brad,
Yeah, so the Vermont trip was super
Amazing.
sick. That really changed the game for us because
that's
it
what I
was
felt.
like-
That was the game changer for me, at least. Yeah.
And it was opening up to let people know that, hey, like, we're not messing around. These American breweries still value what we do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? If these guys are seeing it, then we'll be able to speak to anybody.
Yep.
And funnily enough, skipping back a little bit, just before then, we spoke with Judy Ciel.
Wow, yeah, that was our biggest one for the time.
That was the biggest
yeah.
one. That was episode 40. That was super cool. Layla, shout out to Layla, always took care of us, and JF.
Yep,
such
JF.
a cool guy.
Yeah.
Like, they took a whole afternoon during their busy bottle launch.
It was
everyone
yeah,
wanted to
it was
talk
their
to
busiest
JF.
day of the year. Everyone's like chomping at the bit to talk to the guy, and he's sitting back with us. By the way, I think they said initially like, "Oh, you have
Like
an hour."
And we're like, no worries.
3 hours later,
Yeah.
he's like going back and like pouring it straight from the fermenter.
let me get
and
some more, like-
let me get. No, you want more? You want more? Like, yes, absolutely. Like,
I felt bad about
I was
the
like,
end of it.
Jeff, and they're like, shut up.
And I think eventually someone else was kind of like, all right, you got to
You gotta go now. He's like, oh,
It's kind of like
having so
Bose.
much
Like, I feel
fun.
like these guys, the high end guys, have like not handlers, but someone who has to be like,
Yeah.
all right, drunkie, come on.
Yeah. Gotta go
shit
shake
to
some
do,
hands
bro.
and kiss some babies. Come on, let's go.
But that was cool. So we had in February alone, that was a really good month for us to be able to
Yeah.
have the Vermont stuff and then the GDCL stuff.
Yeah, that was
to
all
be
that
like,
was
we were
really
like, oh, damn,
packed in.
like,
We got some going on here.
this is something that
Yeah.
could get really real. So what we're going to do now is move on to the next beer. Boss Tweed from Old Nation in Michigan. So shout outs to Steph. So we met Steph and her boyfriend Max at the Michigan
Summer Beer Festival
last year.
in Ypsilanti.
Ypsilanti, yes. And Dave took us to this brewery because we were like, where's the haze at, fam? And Dave was like, come with me.
It literally
got
was,
you.
Where's the haze at,
Comma.
fam? And our boy
to Dave
Dave,
Seacott.
blessed us.
Blessed
Our
us,
Dave.
fam.
Yeah.
Our Dave. So Dave was like, and do you know what? It was the funniest thing? These guys have a saying here. And they have to put that on everything.
Haze is good, eh?
Yo, the haze is good.
Haze is good.
Because for some reason, Michigan doesn't fuck with haze.
That really rings true to you, though, doesn't it?
I want to get a tattoo.
I feel like
mate.
Michigans are Michiganians.
Michiganers?
Yeah, Michiganers. No. Sorry if I offended
What's
anyone.
the collective
People from
noun?
Michigan are very traditional in their beers.
Yeah, very much
You know,
so.
like Founders, they do like real traditional style beers and stuff like that. We obviously went around at the time looking for haze. Like, what's the haziest you got? That douchey question. What's the haziest beer you have? No, we just wanted to see what their kind of any IPA. Oh my god, I haven't had one of these in a while.
Yeah, no, you haven't. So I was pretty excited. So we met Steph and Max at the festival.
Yeah, they actually recognized us. They're like, "Hey, we've
listened
seen
to
your
the
podcast
podcast.
before," and I'm like, "Oh, super cool, right?" So we chatted with them for a little bit.
She hooked this up, and I'm extremely grateful. And it's everything.
This was the beer of the festival, in my opinion, for the 2017 Summer Beer Festival, Michigan Summer Beer Festival. This was the best.
Oh yeah, by far.
Everyone get some?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Cheers.
Get in, yep. Oh yeah. It's intense, eh? Take us, eh?
That's so Craig, she says.
Isn't it?
So Craig.
That's so Craig.
Your face should be on the can.
Yo,
Should be on
you know what?
Should be on the
I
can.
agree.
Haze is good.
I might actually get a tattoo. Might get a tattoo. So, guys, thank you so much again for listening and watching and viewing. Thank you for all the support in 2017. As that was, we're looking here for 2017. Sorry, I thought you were talking to Brad pointing in there.
Look at Brad.
Thank you for all the support in 2017. It was super appreciated. I feel like we've sort of taken this way beyond anything we ever anticipated this could go. This is at this point. This is all like. Fuck, man! Like,
thanks for coming for the ride with us, man.
Yeah,
It's been
appreciate the support.
A great year, and I'm looking forward to many more years of building and growing this. And we want you to come with us to all these fun beer festivals and experience it with us.
Absolutely. And we've met a lot of people, so hopefully we keep meeting more of y'all. Tell us about your favorite breweries. We're going to try and reach out and talk to them and, get a hold of their stuff to do videos and just, like, keep this going how it's going and just ramp it up as much as possible because I really feel like we can take this a lot further.
Yeah.
And just represent for Canadian beer, for, like, American beer, just for this corner of the world and good beer everywhere.
Let's drink beer together and have fun.
Oh, yeah. Another thing I want to do, get to Europe this year.
I'm going to Scotland.
You are. So
in July. So I'm going to holler at Innocent Gun.
See if we can get
and
some
I feel
stuff.
like there's a lot more craft breweries out there that I can
get hold of at least a couple.
Absolutely.
That would be fantastic. So there's a lot coming up. Thank you again for everyone. Shouts to the team, Tiff, Brad,
Squad,
for doing everything. All the squad in the building. Rich for editing the videos as well. And if you enjoy what you're listening to, what you're watching, chuck us a big fat thumbs up. I hope that you've enjoyed the nonsense and the ride.
subscribe,
so far.
comment.
Subscribe,
Love us or hate us, comment.
like, leave a freaking hit the notification bell. Let us know what you think, and let us know what your favorite things of 2017
Yeah,
is.
break it down in
All
the comments.
breweries, everything we asked. If you got some stuff from 2017,
break it down.
Hit that up.
If you want to answer all the questions from our lightning round, please do so in the comments.
Hit us up. And that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And check us out. Follow us on social media at BAOS Podcast and Longform Audio, just like you just heard. Generally, we're going to be with guests going forward. This was just a little yappity yap to catch up with y'all. Check it out everywhere you get podcasts. That is it. Get it in you.